My YouTube partner just reached out to me to inform me that at some point I will be removed from the YouTube partner program and my channel will be completely demonetized. I'm continuing to work with my partner on this matter. All video plans will be put on hold. If you wish to share your feedback and thoughts on this hold matter, please do so in constructive and responsible ways. Wait, what the f is this? Actman is not worth looking into. What is happening? I don't care. I want to understand what it is, okay? Actman is basically a video games journalist. He did a video about bad elderly reviews, which is the start of all this.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. I got like a bit of a bad ending situation on you. Probably the worst ending out of an entire situation. Now, for the last couple weeks, obviously, we were talking about, you know, the YouTube guidelines, right? Let me start off by saying something. If you ever wonder, wow, Muta, do you sometimes not make jokes like you used to on the system? And the answer to that is absolutely, okay? To be real with you, I have a billion jokes in my head that might be a little too dank for YouTube, if you will, you know, a little too 2016-ish. And I can't make those jokes because the system is so sensitive that I'm not fearing the idea of like a yellow Dolan, like a demonetization. I don't care about what I earn off of YouTube or whatever. Like that's not
Actman isn't a cunt, but isn't necessarily a friend of the leftist community. Man, I don't give a f, dude. Who is, bro? Who the f is a friend of the leftist community? Okay.
not like the focal point of making a video. Like if you make a video to do that, you might as well be making Fisher Price videos, okay? Because that stuff sells the most. Now, obviously, the system's gotten a bit sensitive, okay? If you say the F word too many times, you get age restricted, okay? I don't know what the limit is on it. Like, I guess if you say it in rapid succession, like an AK-47 going off, sure, I guess. Maybe the fact that I just mentioned an AK-47 might be enough to get, you know, an age restriction. Who knows, okay? Like, at the end of the day, all right, YouTube is a bit of a tighter place than it used to be. And I think the combination of that is the bad press it receives from, like, mainstream media sources. I get, like, 20 views. See, I just used the one word in the budget, okay? So I don't know how many times I can use that, all right? Like, this is like Castaway, okay? Like, I only have a certain amount of resources to use here, okay? I've already burned one. But let's get down to it. It's like Payday 2, you know? You have 4 pagers, okay? I've already burned one. But let's get this started, okay? Now, obviously, 2 days ago, you know, I covered a video about, you know, QuantumTV, okay? A YouTube user that, frankly, got a lot of infamy, a lot of vilification from the greater YouTube community.
Dude, what is this? You sent me, like, a compilation of the dude saying the F word in, like, 2017, 2018, all this stuff, right? Which, by the way, like, you know, he might be a bad person, but I've talked about this before. Like, you can be a bad person and still get over for no reason, you know? The N-word too? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actman has apologized for this. I mean, chatters themselves have changed their attitude about saying the F-word, saying the N-word, all this other stuff. We are on the internet, obviously, and while I myself have not been using words like this, it's still, you know, it would be deeply hypocritical of me to get mad at a particular person. I don't know anything about this person. I don't know why you guys are literally like trying to get me to immediately shit on this person. I don't know what it is. Let me just first find out exactly what's going on, okay?
Community, because of the way that they approached the YouTube system, because of the way that they approached criticism, because of the way that they approached, you know, just how they handled YouTube, how they were dealing with it. It all started from an Elden Ring review, right, so to speak. Now, Actman made this video, like, you know, a few days ago, almost a week, where he basically went down and exposed how this one user was basically breaking YouTube's guidelines. It was so bad that you could literally identify all of the guidelines that didn't get broken, okay? Like, you could literally point out, yeah, I could, like, imagine, let me tell you the YouTube guidelines, okay? More YouTubers know about the community guidelines than they know about the U.S. Constitution or their country's legal framework. As sad as that sounds, more people know about, more content creators know about their platform's specific TOS than laws in their country, okay? So when you look at a sheet of YouTube community guidelines, it was actually easier to identify that didn't get broken, that didn't get broken, everything else got broken, all right? And that was pretty much it. That was generally the video. It was an hour-long piece. I was a part of it. Charlie was a part of it. You know, Ackman was definitely a part of it. QuantumTV was a part of it. Review Tech USA was a part of it. A lot of the people in the YouTube community was a part of it. And the reason why we were a part of it is because this is our community, okay? If our community, all right, is bad, if our community, all right, has bad apple.
Come on, Muda, get to the point. I get it. Like, TOS is outrageous. I know. It is ridiculous. I'm a political commentator, okay? Half my videos are demonetized. Stop stalling.
Dead, okay? Like, at that point, if your platform as a whole, that means it's just bad news for all of us, okay? Look, we have finite time on YouTube, okay? Like, I'll know that I'll fall off at some point, okay? It's rigid. It's in Battlefield as you did. Level of community guidelines, all right? And if YouTube is not enforcing it the right way, it's up to us to call it out while we can. Now, of course, Ackman's video was taken down, and I'm not joking at it. He was taken down for nudity.
Bro, I'm gonna lose my mind. Who the f is QuantumTV? Who the f is Ackman? That's all I want to know. I don't know shit about either of these. Because I used to have sex before I got on Twitch, and you know, back then. And I just didn't, you know, do all this stuff. Okay, sorry, I just didn't do any of this stuff. I don't know any of these. Okay, Actman, level 70, acting male and epic gamer, dude bro extraordinaire. That's the guy. Okay, he streams as well. Okay. Charlie made a video about QuantumTV. He sees his wild.
Right. All right. You can hop on the couch if you want, Caleb.
Hop on the lab.
We're watching a.
Guys literally sound like
abuse victims, right?
Okay, just give me the. No. Just the OG video. Just the original video. Copyright abuse on YouTube featuring QuantumTV. This is 30 minutes long. Charlie has a better video about this. Quantum didn't like Elden Ring and takes down vids. It's nothing more probably within fair use. Wait.
Hi everyone, I'm the act attorney here. What a pleasure it is to meet all of you today. I am.
Hold on. Bench pressing. Okay. Lore, not the best retelling. The Ackman did a video on bad Elden Ring reviews, and this one reviewer, QuantumTV, went after his videos and abused YouTube's copyright to attack anyone who talked negatively about him despite fair use. Ackman tried to clap back and contact YouTube, but they said he didn't abuse it, which opens up a can of worms for copyright claims and other That's it? So what's up with the homophobia and stuff? This all started because of a bad Elden Ring review? Yo, you nerds literally, oh my god, half you nerd need to be lobotomized, bro. Straight up, dude. Oh my god, I think I'm a eugenicist for YouTube essay weirdos, I think. Oh my god, dude. We need a video game immediately. We need a new video game right now. Something needs to take you away from cannibalizing each other. Oh my god. Oh my god! Quantum also called Ackman's mom and threatened him. That's psychotic, dude. The homo/transphobia part is because he's ban evading. You're 1 month late for this drama. Yeah, this was in April 23. This guy abusing copyright was saying more people should have died at Pulse. Okay, f that guy. Quantum was banned on YouTube before for hate speech, and Ack was trying to use that to try and get Quantum's channel closed. Yes, and QuantumTV is a homophobic QAnon cray-cray. Extra lore. Bad review man is crazy Christian conspiracy theorist who doxed and harassed Ackman's mom. Dude, what the wait, is this Ackman? Which one is QuantumTV?
Beginning.
Amazing. Let's give a shout out to Mischief.
And there are all these people saying that I falsely attacked some young kid.
Everybody loves to put his age out. The moment I mention it, why are you so obsessed with his age? I don't care, he's a minor. Leave it alone.
For some reason, he's really obsessed with the age of Mischief.
Like, nobody gives a shit about his age. He's being a piece of garbage. People like Mischief, who apparently is a young child. Maybe Mischief's mother might want to get in on this.
What? All the negative press you've seen on me is because I reviewed a game once, didn't like it, some 16-year-old kid picked it up.
This is said 16-year-old. 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid from the UK.
Mischief, the 16-year-old kid.
You're not some young 16-year-old kid on the internet. There was a 16-year-old kid. This kid. He's a 16-year-old. There's a 16-year-old kid.
Some 16-year-old
kid on the Mischief.
Reddit essay. Okay. Answer. Light. The Ackman recently made a roughly 50-plus minute video on QuantumTV and YouTube itself, essentially telling Ackman to f*** off with his complaints of QuantumTV. The video was deleted shortly after, about 3 days or so of posting. QuantumTV has been on the giving end of fraudulent copyright abuse, harassment, and possibly even threats. There's a surprising amount of evidence behind what I just typed and proof he had been doing this for a while. Essentially, QuantumTV makes a video, usually one with a hot take or 20 in it. Someone sees the video and hot takes and does what they always do, take clips of the direct words and quotes from the video and then react to it and break it down. You know, same shit that's been going on for years with no issue. QuantumTV is then alerted, someone responded to his hot take, and if he doesn't like it, threatens the person with copyright strikes and claims, and will essentially do everything short of legal harassment to make them take it down. And if that fails, actually file a copyright strike against it. You can see evidence for this here, against Griffin Gaming. And he did similarly to Mischief and Ackman. However, for Review Tech USA, he just flat out called the guy a pedo, then shortly deleted the video of this because he didn't want to be sued for defamation. Yeah, this is what happens when there's a critical shortage of you know, as the chatter pointed out in the chat, not a blade of grass in sight, okay? Critical shortage of grass touching. Oh, okay. If QuantumTV's hot take is too inflammatory, like his Elden Ring review, he deletes his video and responds to the critics with more inflammatory comments and takes, then deletes that and then responds again, repeat about 5 times. Just recently, within the month, QuantumTV essentially doxed to Ackman's mother in an attempt to get Ackman to take down his review of Quantum's video. To put this into perspective, a grown man, instead of reaching out to the Ackman person to person, which Ackman has reached out for dialogue with him multiple times, called Ackman's mom to get Ackman to take his video on Quantum down. To finish this off, a lot of people are outright surprised at YouTube for their essentially support of Quantum, considering multiple things. YouTube has policies against hate speech. QuantumTV openly posted his various social medias, his hate for LGBTQ, and wish for game creators who worked on The Last of Us 2 to have been present in the Pulse nightclub shooting, where a man committed a mass shooting against LGBTQ. I love that the Reddit nerds have to describe what the Pulse shooting is, because Reddit nerds probably don't know what the f that is. Anyway, YouTube has policies against falsely filing copyright reports, which Quantum has broken multiple times and has failed so miserably to fill out. Is a wonder YouTube even humans him. Actually, falsely making a copyright claim is literally illegal. It's literally illegal. Actually, you, sir, have violated the law. You are going to jail. And Quantum essentially perjured himself in his claim against the act. Dude, what the f? Dude, people are so funny. Oh, God. Quantum essentially perjured himself. Yo, what is happening, dude? Oh, yeah, crack cocaine, also illegal. At least it's better that, like, a lot of these dudes are, you know, focusing on this instead of, like, I don't know, Gamergate. Ackman was a real gem around Gamergate.
Video games?
I mean, who the f wasn't, dude? I mean, not me, obviously. I was getting death threats because I was a libtard, you know, on the Young Turks. But most of the content creators that you love were also gigantic, dude. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he was doing feminists and SJWs versus video games, okay?
Specifically by a white dude.
Sometimes I believe the hype man. We mess it up ourselves and blame the white man. But don't point the finger, you jigaboo. Take a look at yourself, you dumb nigga, you.
What's happening?
Yeah, there you go. That was... There you go. That's cool. That was 5 years ago, yes, but plenty of weirdos were like this. It seems like the other guy in this circumstance is even weirder than this dude. So ultimately, it doesn't matter. I will say he has changed a lot, man. Dude, I don't even give a if he hasn't changed. Even if he's still like racist or whatever, and the other guy is still like abusing copyright and him over, then, you know, he's still the victim in the situation, even if he's a piece of shit, which doesn't seem like he is, according to people who are like watching him now still to this day. Anyway, average YouTube video from 2017. Yeah, literally, just so many people. I'm so confused. Isn't Ackman black? No, Ackman is white. QuantumTV, on the other hand, is black. The person who is like the QAnon supporter, apparently, according to this chat at least, is QuantumTV. The person who said that the developers of Last of Us 2 should have been shot at the Pulse nightclub were that guy is QuantumTV. Already arrived at the moral of the story. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so what we may be seeing is a mix of YouTube getting tired of Ackman bringing up QuantumTV and Ackman getting tired that YouTube has done nothing to stop Quantum from his obviously non-TOS actions, but as his tweet says, he and his partner are trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, I need to know more about QuantumTV. Someone needs to give me more about QuantumTV. For the record, I don't know if this guy has changed or not, but for people who claim to believe in rehabilitation and reform for better, they sure love bringing up from several years ago. QuantumTV made a post about how LGBT people want him to have butt sex. What the I think he said some crazy things about BLM as well. Quantum apparently went on a really weird religious rant when this drama came to light, which Charlie covers in his video. He's a psycho. Okay, let's see the Charlie video that at least covers a little bit of the QuantumTV side of this. I believe. Where the is it? Where? Oh, no. Is that it? No. Is it? Yep.
Let's ride.
All right.
Maybe there's something wrong with you.
That's fine. It wasn't. Yeah, it was Facebook.
I show you just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Court is now in session.
Shit.
A false
The fuck
copyright
is that
strike
rolling up
and
like a
takedown
prom?
request was recently filed against my channel. Take a guess by who? Matt Haas. Nope. Derek Savage. Nope. QuantumTV.
You guys want to have your fun with QuantumTV? Have your fun at this point. I mean, I'm kind of amused by this. I'm not gonna lie.
So you think it's funny?
What is his name here? The Act Man? Never heard of you. And we're going to go over your so-called hot takes, which contains a lot of stolen footage.
Dude, what's up with this? What's up with this? Like, why do these people all think they're like... Why do all these, like, YouTube essays think they're like the debate pervert anime? Ace Attorney, the video game of lawyers. Lawyers are all debate perverts.
It kind of
And,
slaps.
which, by the way, I'll look into my options around getting that taken down.
Any further attempts to falsely copyright strike my channel will be met with a counter lawsuit in which I will clean you out.
When you start talking fair use, you are
That's pretty
ultimately
hard
back
line
because
stance.
You were telling the copyright
And I like his
owner-
odds.
Mudahar made a great video summing up the ramifications and what is actually at stake.
Again, once you file this claim, somebody else can counterclaim you, and then it becomes a legal issue. If it turns out that you're
True.
actually abusing this for your own benefit, just
I
a
am
high
curious. Do you think a
criticism-
case has ever actually gone to court though for delegation?
Yeah, Ethan, no? What the literally, like, Ethan Klein is the man for this.
I feel like it never does, even if you do counter. Like they say it's supposed to be a legal matter, but it almost never is. It's usually just like, oh, I got countered. I'll just counter again.
Yeah.
And then you counter again and again and again through YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I guess H3H3's did. That's true.
But his was off platform. Like after the strike, he immediately went to court, I think.
Well, yeah, that's all it says when you counter. It doesn't. It's not like YouTube hosts.
Okay,
Because he
come
held
on,
the-
come on, get to the meat of it, Charlie.
You
Come on,
If you
Chuckster.
want to take this video to a courtroom, the
Thanks,
judge
Resub
would say,
Notorious.
"This
Hey,
is
Jubilee
fair use,"
refugees.
okay?
Sorry to hear X
Even
is
though
watching
fair use is a
Jubilee.
gray area.
You know,
But
normally
welcome.
reacting or commentating on someone else's video as part of a critique falls under fair use. And generally speaking, pretty much
It's a meme on Twitch, so XQC will watch Jubilee in the chat hates it. So when he watched Jubilee, some viewers will just like
We'll
leave.
just come to you.
They'll just
It's amazing.
go somewhere else. They call them Jubilee refugees.
I can't, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Where's the Charlie takes? Someone tell me where the Charlie takes are about like more background on This is the React VOD, not the video. No, I know. JC, I'm innocent. No, I know. I see that. I actually see that, and it's hurting me.
Let's ride.
All right.
You can hop.
Bro, this is the same video. You sent me the same video.
I know I'm tardy to the party with this subject, and I'm sure you've already seen it by now since it happened a few days ago, but just like Game of Thrones Season 8, it just keeps getting worse. It's the Actman situation, Actman versus YouTube. The Actman is a large YouTuber who recently posted an hour-long video, basically an ESPN 30 for 30 documentary.
Thank you for this. This is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you so much. Thank you.
On another YouTube channel going over all the awful things that they've done or said in their time on the internet. And as a result of posting this video, he received a strike. YouTube took it down due to nudity and sexual content because of a poorly photoshopped cucumber next to the person's mouth.
YouTube is dog with the MCA and these sorts of restrictions. They will regularly use the vague nature of terms of service violations in an effort to clamp down on political messaging all the time. Famously, if you remember, the video that I had, where what was I talking about? Like, what the was it? It was like, do gay people exist or something? Like, I did a YouTube video about Republicans. I did a YouTube video about like Republicans. Oh no, COVID. Was it COVID? It wasn't about. Was it about gay people? I don't know. Basically, it was one of those YouTube videos where like, it was one of those YouTube videos that was like straight up about, you know, another, yeah, dear conservatives, gay people exist. Okay, that's what it was. And immediately they were like, bam, blammo, you're done. We're just not going to let you monetize that video. I was like, it was.
Who the video was about. That seems like a pretty drastic over-enforcement of the rule. If they really found it to be highly sexual, it should have just resulted in limited ads as opposed to a full strike on the channel. Like, I've eaten a banana in a video before, and now I'm starting to sweat. Like, what might happen to me? It just really felt like one of those moments that was a full-blown mistake, and we've seen it a million times in the past, where the YouTube bots controlled by Skynet malfunction and issue a strike at random by accident, and then it's overturned shortly thereafter. However, the appeal was rejected within, I believe, 30 minutes of the Actman submitting it, a manual rejection, which means someone with a pulse supposedly looked at it and still said, yep, that shit's staying off the platform. We're putting the kibosh on it right now. So then it became a little bit fishier. Why? The reasoning just doesn't make any sense. It's not like he uploaded Mr. Hands or 2 Girls 1 Cup in his video. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of an hour-long video that had something that is slightly sexual and by all definitions pretty inoffensive. Almost no one's gonna look at that and be like, holy shit, cover your eyes. Oh my lord, he's going too hard. He's going hog wild out there. It's just not the most sexually explicit thing in the world. Even if they're going full Weenie Hut Jr. mode here, it's still pretty tame by those definitions. Like, it just didn't make any sense. I also think this highlights another shortcoming YouTube's had since the beginning of time, where if a single minuscule piece of a video is a problem, they strike the whole video. They take the whole thing down instead of just letting you yourself remove that piece, that insignificant little piece, that 2 or 3 second little problem zit. Why not just let the creator pop it? YouTube has a built-in editor where you can take things out. So why not just alert the channel like, hey, the video is fine, but there's this one part that's a problem. If you want to keep it in, it's going to get age restricted or you're going to get a strike. But you can take it out and nothing will happen. We're letting you know you have 1 week to take it out. Every single channel would elect to take it out. Like in Actman's case, if they just told him the cucumber Photoshop thing is a problem, I'm certain he would have used the editor to just take it out of the video. problem solved, and then there's no issue. And that saves YouTube a lot of trouble as well, because that completely avoids the ensuing storm. Why not just let us use the editor to take out the problem? It's something that I also pitched to Susan, the CEO of YouTube, when I talked to her.
Damn, no Susan on a first name basis? Flex, dude. Flex king. Absolute flexer, bro. Are you joking? I pitched this to Susan, who I'm best friends with.
She thought it was a great idea, as did the policy head. That was 2 years ago. When is it coming? But anyway, in his anger, he turned to the dark side and committed the sin that every YouTuber is guilty of. He went to Twitter to start a storm, to finally force a real answer out of YouTube, to finally get an actual response and real action from the company. But unfortunately for Actman, he ended up with YouTube's cucumber in his mouth. They responded to this by age-restricting 2 videos of his that were completely unrelated, and then just hitting the speedrun any % record for appeal rejections by slapping it down in 30 minutes. So, needless to say, the Twitter action wasn't super effective for Actman, but this was only the beginning. Because as of 2 hours ago, YouTube wasn't done huffing and puffing. They blew his whole house down. They demonetized Actman's entire channel.
This makes no sense.
Leaving him ineligible for future monetization. This is essentially being fired from his job, all without ever getting a single explanation as to why. It just happened. So this seems like a complete failure on YouTube's part here, and everything that resulted after the initial strike was done in pure pettiness. There's one more thing I'd like to talk about, and it's a little unrelated to the exact Actman situation, but it has to do with the way YouTubers get YouTube's attention directly. As you've noticed throughout the entire history of YouTube, every time there's a problem, people go to Twitter to talk about it, and vent about it, and tag YouTube in it. And the reason for that is because for most channels, that's the only means of getting a response from the company.
100%. 1,000,000%. Even if you have a YouTube partner, like I have a YouTube account manager, you know what I mean? Half the time, actually, to be fair, my YouTube account manager is pretty nice. I'm not going to shit on him. Never mind. I take it back. I was about to say half the time it's like easier to get answers directly and like push YouTube by like, you know, whipping up people. But I do have a nice account manager. But like JCS also has problems with YouTube as well. I don't even think he has an account manager. It's up. It's up though.
Do you know how pathetic that is? To have people like Actman, who are essentially employees, having to go on Twitter and publicly whine about their boss? That's so demoralizing. Having to grovel at their feet, cry and beg for just a little scrap of information as to what's going on, and if they can...
Actman is the same guy who was tweeting stuff like, what's the big deal, guys? What about BLM and the summer riots while the Capitol was being stormed on January 6th? So it's almost like karma. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think this Actman dude is a good guy. Okay? It seems like he's not a good guy. Except, it doesn't really matter because you can still be f***ed over, okay? By YouTube as a content creator. Regardless of how reactionary your perspective is, especially if your reactionary point of view is not necessarily the main focus of your content, and your reactionary point of view is not like Steven Crowder. Okay? Why? Because if someone has like idiotic baboon-like reactionary takes, but their content in and of itself is not about that at all, even if he's not a good guy, ultimately he should still get a fair shake under the YouTube structure, especially if he's not making agitprop. Like if he's making Nazi videos or whatever, or if he's like a conservative who's like making YouTube videos about like how I don't know, making YouTube videos about how like how gay people shouldn't exist or whatever the then yeah, if YouTube claps down on that, I'm not going to be like, wow, that's terrible. I can't believe YouTube is doing that. There's a terms of service for a reason. But this is not about that. This is actually about someone who is making content under the YouTube banner, getting over by YouTube for unrelated when he's not even in a violation of the terms of service. Okay? Like, who gives a if you don't like his personal politics? Like, I don't like his personal politics. F him. Okay? There you go. But it's a cancel culture world now. Man, shut the f up. got demonetized for attacking an anti-LGBT user, a YouTuber who abused the copyright system. Yeah, also, I was going to say, like, literally, like, QuantumTV has said worse, it seems like, about the LGBT community anyway. So it's like a situation where you got a dickhead and, like, a way worse dickhead fighting against one another. And the way worse dickhead is also doing, like, additional bad shit. You know what I mean? So what do you want? It's not cancellation either. It's like someone being able to willy-nilly abuse copyright restrictions. I don't know. You are so wrong on this. Once you're bad, you deserve everything bad, like Ethan when he called for the top of the hour. But whatever you want to read it, you, dude. You just put a bomb in my top of the hour ad break plans, okay? That's what you did. You like that? You, dude. You. At the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break, okay? I feel like that's really up. I feel like you shouldn't be able to do that. That's the third time today. This is unacceptable and inappropriate, okay? Completely unacceptable and completely inappropriate. Thank you, Brown Boy Wonder. What the f? Thank you, Dara. 006 for the 5 gifted. Motorface for the 5 gifted. One Anomaly 1 for the 5 gifted. If you ever wanted to feel like the top of the hour ad break is no longer left up to the streamer, but instead the chatter, well, look no further than the top of the hour ad break at 6 p.m. and 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. on the HasanAbi broadcast. It'll make you feel like a big badass when you debate the streamer and make him read your stupid, dumb take, while simultaneously getting him to finally read that the top of the hour is upon us. Thank you, Nitro King, for the 50 gifted subs, and thank you, Northbound Train, for the 5 gifted subs. God damn. But truly, in order to feel exactly like you're clapping your sweet summer cousin's cheeks in the back of a Ford F-150 pickup truck bed, all you need to do is avoid the top of the hour ad break by subscribing. That's right, you can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account or your cousin's Amazon Prime account after you're done having sexual intercourse with her in the back of your Ford F-150 pickup truck bed. And then connecting that Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Or by getting gifted subs from the likes of Kami Cool, who just gifted 20, or Rendoa, or the Jez, who just gifted 5, or D-Pipes with another 5, or Northbound Train with another 5, or the Nitro King with 50. But of course, if you haven't gotten a million of the gifted subs that just passed through, you're probably never going to get it, so you make your own goddamn luck. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Thank you, Bagels and Locks, or Bagels and Loaded Locks. Thank you if I get the subs.
Lend a little hand to fix a problem. That is just the worst system of all time. But that's the only way most YouTubers have any access to the company. And it seems to be the only efficient way of getting things solved. And I'm guilty of doing it too. I've gone on Twitter to take a fat dump Baruski on YouTube for something they up on, because I try every...
He has issues, but I think he's better than some people are saying. I don't know. If they haven't already, I think BLM needs to unify as an organization, establish clear goals, motives, and outline methods for achieving them. You have to play the system to change the system, and it would be tragic if most of this turned out to be just noise. We need a game plan. What I'm most concerned about with the protests are goals. What actual change are we trying to achieve? What is the mission statement? What laws are we trying to implement? Who is leading this? Someone needs to step up and be the MLK of this generation. I mean, yeah, he just seems like a... I don't know. I mean, he just seems like a Norman. He doesn't seem like that much of a... But who knows? I wonder if Amazon ever wondered they would get an ad like that. Thank you, D-Pipes, for the 5 get the subs. Okay. He says someone needs to be a Someone needs to be the MLK of this. And it's like, bro, yeah, you want to know why there is no MLK in this circumstance? Because, you know, they'll murder you. All right, let's continue with this video.
Every other alternative going through all of the proper YouTube channels, but it never leads to solutions. The only thing that does is by making a big hubbub on Twitter about it. It's just so pathetic. No YouTuber or anyone wants to be publicly whining on Twitter about a problem. They want it to be fixed behind the scenes, and YouTube shouldn't want it to be a big problem on Twitter either. The Act Man has been trending for like 12 hours now. It's like the #1 trend in the world. And it's bad for YouTube, but he's tried everything else. He's been talking to his partner manager, whom I'm just going to say seems like has no power in this situation, which is about par for the course because a lot of times partner managers have absolutely no ability to solve problems. They're fundamentally just hall monitors for the principal, but don't actually have any level of power, unfortunately, though I do believe they should, because every partner manager I've ever known at YouTube is a great person, really on the side of creators, but their hands are tied with what they're given from the company and how to handle problems. So the only thing YouTubers can do is once they exhaust their partner manager, if they even have one, and once they exhaust all the official channels, all they can do, the only thing left, is to make a big deal about it on Twitter. And it sucks. It sucks for YouTube because they look like per usual, and it sucks for the creator because no one wants to just be publicly, you know, making a big scene about that should be private. It's just so frustrating that it's been like this for years with no signs of changing. They need to improve the communication. When I had a conversation with Susan, this was one of the things I brought up, and I was told that...
Bro, you still talking about Susan on a first name basis? I'm about to act up, dude.
They're working on making that better. That's been 2 years now, and it's still the same. And unfortunately, in Ackman's case, it backfired on him because YouTube got upset about it and started really blasting his whole channel over the issue. Even though they only had a problem with one video, for some reason they extended it to his entire channel, which seems to be purely done out of spite. Regardless of how you feel about Ackman or Ackman's video that started all of this, I believe everyone can agree that the strike is utter. There is no grounds for nudity and sexual content strike here. And there's even less reasonable explanation for why 2 completely unrelated videos got age restricted shortly after this problem was brought to Twitter. And there's absolutely zero reason for why his whole channel was then demonetized afterward. All of this completely unrelated from that first video. It seems like a complete up from YouTube and an utter failure to enforce their policies properly. And I'm pretty confident they will overturn this. I really do think they will. I think at some point it'll go up the right chain and the right people and they'll realize that all of this was a big mistake and they'll overturn it. But they need to not only accept responsibility, but improve the system that keeps failing the platform. There's no reason, again, why YouTubers have only one course of action, which is to go to Twitter. Partner managers need more power to fix things. There's just no downsides to giving partner managers more power. Legitimately, only good things can come from that. It's not like it's going to birth Dr. Doom. There's not going to be some rogue YouTube employee partner manager who just becomes a supervillain and, you know, uploads Goatsy on everyone's channel or some. If a partner manager has more power and can actually solve problems like Ackman's here, which would only take a couple of seconds to recognize that this is an over-enforcement of their policy and a mistake, then that whole problem gets shut down immediately, and it never makes it as far as this one has in the public eye, where now it's a huge thing on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. A lot of people talking about it on Twitch too because it's such a big, wide-ranging issue. None of that happens if a partner manager can just solve it themselves. But unfortunately, we don't live in that utopia. We're condemned to this dystopian Narnia where YouTube has this archaic, awful system in place that nothing ever gets solved unless there's an absolutely massive public backlash against the company. So now everyone sees how stupid YouTube looks and how mismanaged.
I agree with what Charlie's saying about YouTube being mismanaged and allowing people to rampantly abuse copyright strikes. So there's no additional feedback that I can give in this video. But also I was simultaneously looking up the C11 Act in Canada or some because like apparently Canada, like the Canadian government is now going to control what like Canadian YouTube watchers see or some, which is psychotic. What the the bill would give extensive new powers to the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission, a government regulator, to decide how content is presented to Canadian viewers on platforms like YouTube, and require platforms to make financial contributions to produce CanCon. What the? That seems insane. Why is it that, like, these countries, instead of, like, dude, I swear to God, European-sized social democracies, and Canada does fit this a little bit, okay? Instead of, like, greatly improving the material conditions of the working class in said countries, they're just getting worse and worse at, like, content control. Like, they've completely given up on, like, I don't know, improving dental, or like adding dental care into your healthcare in Canada, and instead they're just like using instead they're just like, yeah, we're gonna control what kind of content you get to see. Read this Discord message from Quantum. The guy's a psycho. Some of the funniest shit I've ever read. I just want to thank everyone for staying with me. It's obvious most of these other reviewers, like Stop the FOMO, Digital Trans, HDV tests, are just Satanists in disguise. Every time I've seen one of their videos, you could tell they're trying to brainwash the masses with their gay, liberal, satanic, atheist agenda. One minute someone could be watching Stop the FOMO, and the next minute they start having anal sex with their dads, doing coke, and trying to conjure demons with satanic rituals. Satanic influence isn't a joke. It was obvious already when Stop the FOMO ended up using the Lucifer logo to praise Satan and claimed he was just testing for blooming. Okay, so he's just like, this dude, what's up? Is he like, you know, is he schizophrenic or something? Is that what is going on? Said that was a fake account. It was obvious already on Stop FOMO. Ended up using Lucifer. God, I hate the atheists with their satanic rituals. Every one of these people are going to hell and suffer for eternity. They need to ass kicking for some Christians. Also, all the troll comments from satanic atheists are getting banned. All the satanic gay atheists, people accusing me of being a coward for deleting my video. I only had to delete them because of YouTubers' gay agenda. Instead of people getting upset at me, why don't they just let me be? Because they are heterophobic, anti-Christian pieces of shit. He's just spitting facts, dude. I don't want to participate in the anal sex the liberal people tell me to. Remember to stay strong in the faith of Christ, who died for our sins. God loves you all, and love will prosper. Shields he stands behind are my account was hacked and that's deleted, so you have no proof. Netflix is required to pay into CanCon 2 up here. It's a method the government came up with a long time ago to protect against U.S. media dominating in Canada. I mean, he's not wrong, dude. You do have to have butt sex to be able to use YouTube. Said someone hacked his account and wrote this, which seems just sus. Yeah, no, I don't think this is... This is kind of random, but bear with me here. Your friends with Stav was a connection to Andrew Santino, who has a connection to Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee x Hasan collab would be legit insane. He's really fixated on anal, is he? I bet he did anal and was scared he liked it. Dude, I don't know what the f going on with this guy, okay? All I know is that, yeah, I mean, it's not the C11 thing. It is not chill that YouTube just lets people get clap like this with like false claims and stuff like that. It's not great. But other than that, I don't know.